Your body on my body, baby. I'm about to catch your body in a bag. What's good, YouTube? It's your girl Titi Najee here with Baby Coffee, and we are back with another story time. As you guys can see, I am not in my normal background, I guess you would say. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I am at my grandmother's house, so that's why the background is different. But the very first YouTube video that I had posted I was actually sitting in this exact spot. So if you guys remember, you know what I mean. But anyway, as you can see by the title, this is something different. This story time is something different. And you know what? Let's just get right into it. So if you guys watch my lipstick haul, you know that in the beginning of that, I had mentioned that we were going to Virginia. Hold on, let me... I had mentioned that we were going to Virginia, and the reason that we went to Virginia was because I have a great grandma. Okay, my father's mother's mother. They wanted to take pictures with her down south, you know, because she's originally from Danville, Virginia. If y'all know where that is, you feel? Because every time I bring up Danville, Virginia to somebody, no one knows where it's at. But if y'all know where it's at, you know what I'm saying? At least y'all know. So I'm not even gonna explain the whole beginning of it. I'm gonna just explain up to the day that everything happened, because honestly, it was crazy. So the day we got there, no, the second day we were there, you know, it was picture day. And then the next day they wanted to throw a cookout. So we had went to my uncle's house, my dad's uncle, also my uncle. We went to our uncle's house, and when we had got there, before we even got there, my sister and I was like we already knew something wasn't right. Like, we felt it. Like, we felt like we should have just stayed at the hotel, because we knew, like, something just wasn't right. I had a feeling that somebody was going to get into an argument. I didn't know who. I didn't know over what. I didn't know when. I just really had, it was crazy, because I really had a feeling. If y'all know what I'm talking about, like, y'all ever get a feeling that something's going to go down, but y'all don't know, y'all can't tell who it's going to be, but you know something's going to happen? It was one of those feelings. So, anyway, we get there. So we go in the house. Mind you, everybody, it was in the house. This cookout was so small. It was like, I would say maybe 15, 20 people the most. It wasn't nothing big. Everybody was in the house. You know, everybody was cooking or whatever. So my sister and I, we went in the house. I had my son. And we sat down in the living room on the couch with other people. Mind you, it wasn't just us. It was other people there too, including my little brother and my son. So my little brother comes in, you know, he's playing with the baby. So my aunt, she walks in, my dad's aunt, walks in, and she ain't even say hi. She ain't even, you know, it was just like a nasty attitude that she had. So she walks in and she looks at us and she's like, "What are y'all doing?" Mind you, she mad old. So she like, "What are y'all doing?" With a nasty attitude. So I'm like, "Nothing." She was like, "Okay, well, it's a cook out, not a cook in, so go outside." So I'm like, mind you, I was already waiting for my little brother to give me back my son, because I had to change his diaper. So I was already waiting for him. So I wasn't leaving until I changed him. I'm not about to change him outside. So I'm like, okay. So I'm still sitting there. So she gets closer to me and my sister, and she's like, "Did you hear she gets in my face now. She's like, "Did you hear what I said?" I'm like, "Yeah." She was like, "I ain't your mom. I'm not your mom." I'm like, "I never said you were my mom." And I'm trying to figure out, like, where did she get that from? Like, what made her want to say something like that? So I'm like, you know what, whatever. I'm not about to go back and forth with no old lady. So she goes in the kitchen and she starts talking crazy in the kitchen. So me and my sister don't even say nothing. We just sitting there. So my little brother gives me my baby, and I'm changing him. Now her sister comes out. My aunt's sister comes out, and she comes out and she asks what happened. She was like, "What happened?" So I'm like, "No, because I just feel like ever since I got here, people been coming at me." And that's all I said. That's all I said. I kid you not. That is all that I said. And she was like, "What you say about my sister?" Like, getting real buck and tough. And I'm like, "What?" She's like, "What you say about my sister? What you say about my sister?" And I'm just looking like, I'm like, you know what? I was like, you know what? Get out of my face. Just get out of my face, cause it slipped out. I don't care, y'all. Like it just happened, because you're not about to act a fool, and I got my child with me, and it's just so uncalled for. So I'm like, you know what? Cause like, don't come out there and ask me what happened. And when I'm trying to explain to you what happened, you want to get in my face and you want to act crazy, like you want to fight. Don't do that. So I said, get out of my face. She was like, what you say? And she was like, you fight your mom. And like, they just kept bringing my mother into it. And I'm trying to figure out, what does my mother have to do with anything? She's not with my father. She's not on this trip. So why are y'all bringing up my mother? You feel me? Like, I just didn't. That's just something I didn't understand. So my sister jumped in for me because she knew, like, I had my child with me, and I wasn't trying to, get involved with that, because the anger that I be having, like, we would have been fighting. So my sister jumps in. She was like, don't ask her what happened if you going to come at her. No one said nothing about your sister. You know what I mean? Just basically sticking up for me like a sister's supposed to. So she was like, what you say? I ain't talking to you. I'm talking to her. Like, they just was just being loud. So I'm like, you know what? Let us just go. So I get up and I go get my son's car seat. So in the room, my cousin was in the room. And she was like, she was asking what happened. She was like, what happened? So my sister and I was about to explain to her what happened, and they followed us in the room, y'all. They followed us into the room. And it was like, why? You know when your parent always tell, or anybody always tell you, just walk away, and when you finally walk away, it's like, why are they following us? Like, now, mind you, I had my child with me. If I did not have my son with me, I probably would have been swung. I'm not even going to lie to y'all, because I don't tolerate disrespect. Because for one, y'all got in my face. Y'all cursing at me because they said some curse words. And then you bringing up my mother for no reason. It was just so unnecessary. It was so uncalled for. It was crazy. So now we in the room, and my aunts, both of them, they start getting in my sister's face. Mind you, I already had put my baby in his car seat, and he was sitting like in his car seat on the floor. And my aunt, well, are they getting in her face? They not realizing that you're about to step on my son. So I'm like, just blocking her so she won't step on him. And at the same time, I'm like, get out my sister's face, because it's like, for what? Why are y'all following us? Y'all too old for this. And honestly, y'all, like, it was just so messy. It was unnecessary. So my sister was, of course, going in. Like, she was bugging out. So she called one of them a bitch. I ain't gonna say the word. But it was just crazy. So they just kept getting in our face like they wanted to fight in this crib. Y'all, they old ladies. Not old ladies. I would say they were in their early 50s, middle 50s, I think. But the fact is, don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. Because when we didn't say nothing to y'all, we ain't do nothing to y'all. You came in with an attitude, and then you went in the kitchen and you got your sister on us for what? And then it's like, y'all coming at us, and I got my child with me. Y'all, it took everything it had in me to not bug out or hit anybody, because my son is right here. Like I said before, and I'm going to say it again, if I did not have my child with me, I probably would have been swung. I feel like that's so disrespectful for anybody to just come at somebody while they holding their child. Don't do that. So I'm like, you know what, like we trying to get out of the room, and they still like in our face. So we leave. We finally get out the house, because my sister was like, I swear, she was so close to swinging on my aunt, because she dropped her stuff and everything, and she was getting ready to, like, she got her fist, like, y'all, it was crazy. I'm telling y'all, she would have swung, I would have had to jump in with her. So we finally get out the house. So I'm ready to leave. I'm like, you know what, like, we about to ask my dad if my big brother could just drop us back off at the hotel, because us staying there was just unnecessary. The only reason why we came there to the cookout was because we knew, okay, let's go to the cookout, because the hotel don't got no food, so at least we could come home with, a few plates, so if we get hungry in the night, we could just eat, the food that we brought home from the cookout. So that totally just went out the window. We just upset. We ready to go. So I go outside, and I'm asking, like, my big brother, I'm like, can you drop us back off at the hotel? Like, we ready to go. So he asked me what happened. I'm telling him. As I'm talking to my brother, my aunt comes outside, and she's still starting. She like, when you gonna give me back my money? When you gonna give me back my money? Because mind you, when I went down to Virginia, my hair was looking like this. It was already clean. It was washed and blow dry and everything. I was gonna get my hair done in Jersey. I was just gonna get 2 single braids, 2 big cornrows. The reason why I didn't get it was because, for one, they was charging $35 for 2 big braids, and 2, they was already doing micro braids in someone else's hair, and it was like, y'all couldn't just squeeze me in to do 2 little braids, and why is it even so expensive? Like, come on. So I could see if it was $20, but $35, y'all pushing it. I can only imagine what 3 braids would be. What the fuck, like $50? But anyway, so she comes out, she's still talking. I'm like, do not talk to me. Like, don't. Like, what is the point of you just keep coming, So I just moved out the way. Like, I took my baby and I just walked to the other end. So my uncle comes outside and he's like, y'all need to be quiet, figure this out, because these girls are not going nowhere. They live in Jersey. They're here now. This not even y'all house. You feel me? Like, he was just making mad sense. It clicked in my head. Like, the only reason why my aunts showed out was because we was back in their hometown, which was Danville, Virginia. They were born and raised there. So, but my thing is don't act like that when you get around these people, because that, for one, they my family too. And 2, did you forget y'all live in Jersey? We gotta go back to Jersey together. Like, come on. And I guess they fell and bumped their head to try to pull that on me and my sister, because they already know how we get when we're, like, pushed to the limit. So it was like, they was real bold that day. I give it to them. They was really bold. So, like I said, I took my baby and I just, moved down to the end. And we was talking to our older cousin. And he already grown and got kids. He's like in his 40s, I would say. Got 3 girls, I think. So we was talking to him and he trying to calm us down. And of course I'm mad as hell still. And I'm like, no, because it's just certain things that you don't do when you have a kid. And then it's like, y'all getting in my face like y'all want to fight. Like, that's even worse. And not even that y'all getting in my face like y'all want to fight, but y'all getting in my face while I'm holding my child. Who does that? What adult in their right mind feels like that's okay? It's not. So my dad didn't want us, he was not letting my brother take us back to the hotel, which pissed me off, because it's like, why would you make us stay here and we already heated, And it's like, the hotel was literally 5 minutes away down the street. So I just didn't understand, like, the reason why we didn't walk back was because, for one, I didn't have his stroller, and 2, we don't really know around the way like that. Like, if we were to get in a car and maybe drive, we could probably find our way. But, that's the only reasons why we didn't go, because we didn't really know where we was at. And like I said, I didn't have a stroller, and I was not carrying that car seat from this destination all the way to that destination. It's hot as hell, and it's heavy. Him plus the car seat is heavy. But that just, like, really pisses us off. So my dad comes to me and my sister, and he's like, how when your parents just trying to talk to you, like, just trying to lecture you for no reason. So this pissed me off, because when he came to us, he was like, I forgot what the word he used, but he was basically trying to tell me, he told my sister, he was like, you just, like, you pop off at the mouth as soon as you hear something that's not right. Because my sister is like that. She's a firecracker. And then he came to me, he was like, you just always thought you was grown when you was young. You need to learn how to walk away. So my sister even jumped in for me and vouched for me. She said we did walk away, but they followed us. And he was just sitting there like, it was like he didn't really care. He ain't want to hear that. Like, he just, of course, wanted to just throw something in to add it. So, to add on to the situation. So, of course, he goes into lecturing us and telling me, just lecturing me and making it seem like kind of we were in the wrong and we should have just been adults about it. But it was like, how are we going to be adults about it? When we tried to be adults about it, they literally followed us. And it was just like, come on. Like, even we went here, they came in, like I said, we was in the living room. We went in the room to get my baby stuff. They followed us in the room. We go outside, she follows us outside. So then, as we're talking to my cousin, and my dad gets done talking, so we're talking to my cousin. My other aunt comes out and she's like, "Come on, come in here," like basically trying to make him stop talking to us. It just forget about it. But it's like, don't do that. Don't be rude. Now you still starting. If I'm talking to him or he's talking to us, don't come out there trying to end our conversation because me and you got into it, or me, you, and my sister got into it. Don't do that. Don't be disrespectful. Because now you're trying to start something else. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, that was the last. And when I mean last, that was the last freaking family vacation or family trip that I'm ever taking on both sides of the family. My mom's side and my dad's side. Now, I could deal with my cousins, but the adults of the family, hell no. Like, they act like they're so immature. It's just crazy. So now, since we can't leave, they're like, just go to the backyard, eat some food or whatever. So we go to the backyard. We go in the back and we just chilling. So now my aunt, the one I was like, where my money at? Or when you gonna get my money? Because she had paid some lady to do 2 braids. I don't think I mentioned that, but she paid some lady, one of our cousins, to put 2 braids in my hair, which did not last at all. They was so nappy the next day, I swear. They only lasted for them pictures. That's crazy. You pay her $20 to do that? Come on. But anyway, so now we in the backyard. My aunt, the one that was asking me about the money or whatever, she comes and she comes to my little brother was holding my son. She comes back there, she sits and she eats. Mind you, they sit at the table and they're walking around the table that me and my sister's at. Like, now y'all being petty. Because if I just got into an argument with somebody, I'm not going nowhere near them. But they was so damn bold. It was crazy. Like, they was walking around the table and they was just sitting at the table. Like, I'm not saying like y'all can't sit there, but it's like, for what reason would you want to sit here? If we all just got into it. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, I'm not trying to be petty or anything, because like, y'all can sit wherever y'all want, but I just feel as though if we just got into it, for what reason did you feel that it was cool to just let me sit at this table with them when there was like 2 other tables available that y'all could have sat at? So my little brother was holding my child. We all just chilling. My sister, my little brother, and my baby. We're all just hanging out in our little corner. Tell me why my aunt, the one that kept asking me where the money was at, gets up and tries to give my son a chicken bone. I said no. She talking about some bite this part off for him. I'm not biting nothing that been in your mouth off, and you're not giving my child anything. And then she told my little brother give him to her. No, I told my little brother, I whispered to him while she was in her face. I said, do not give her my son. I'm not playing with you. If you give her my son, you're not going to be able to have him back. I wasn't trying to be petty, y'all. I really wasn't. But it's the fact that you sat there and you caused all this drama in front of my son. Now you want to pick him up and be in his face and make it seem like nothing never happened? No, do not give my child to her. So I made that clear to my little brother. So she gave him back to her because he ended up giving him to her. And then she was like, I'll be right back. I said, no. If she comes back and she tries to reach for my child, do not give him to her. Or better yet, give him to my sister. Let her hold him. Because my sister, like I said, she was in it with me. So it's like, I know for a fact she's not going to give him to her. And I know she'll probably, she's not going to give him to her. So she never came back for him because I guess she knew my sister had him. So she knew she wasn't getting my child. But after that, y'all, it's more to the story. Y'all got to stay tuned for part 2. Oh my gosh. Part 2 was, I'm telling y'all, more drama was part 2. But like I said, that was like the worst family vacation ever. Like, literally, I'm going to probably redo this video again with my sister so we can explain both sides of what happened, her side and my side. And I'm going to be more detailed with it because this shit was crazy. Anyway, so I hope you guys enjoyed this little video of a little bit of something, So be sure to like, subscribe, comment, share, all that good stuff. And stay tuned for part 2. My sister has to be here for part 2 because part 2, oh my gosh, it was crazy. Love you, Petty Squad. Right, boo boo? Oh, he like, I love you, mama. Mwah. And we are out.
Your body on my body, baby. I'm about to catch your body in a baby.